Hey guys, thank you for joining us for another fun and exciting episode of YOMO. This is a year of magical learning. Today we are going to conclude the second part of the book we started yesterday, The Competitive Buddha.
Yeah, so we're doing part two of the Competitive Buddha, how to up your game in sports, leadership, and life by the author Jerry Lynch. So this book's about mastery, leadership, spirituality, and the Kobe Bryant Mamba mentality. If you're a sports fan, it's awesome. And if you're a life fan and leadership, you want to learn about leadership skills and the Buddhist approach to life and competition. It's a good book. I liked it. Obviously, I wrote a two-part reflection, so I liked it enough to write more than one thing. Yesterday, we covered
This stuff works.
Oh yeah, this Buddhism stuff works. Exactly. And the reflection title for this one that made me think about is Which Wolf Will You Feed? I will explain what that means in a second.
A wolf pack.
Yeah. No wolf pack. I need to read this. I'm gonna have to read most of this reflection just verbatim. An old Cherokee Indian chief was teaching his grandson about life. He said, A fight's going on inside me. He told the young boy, a fight between two wolves. The dark one is evil. He's angry. He's anger, envy, sorrow, regret, greed, angerance, self-pity, guilt, resentment, inferiority, lies, false pride, superiority, and ego. He continued, The light wolf is good. He's joy, peace, love, hope, serenity, humility, kindness, benevolence, empathy, generosity, truth, compassion, and faith. The same fight is going on inside you, grandson, and inside of every other person on the face of this earth. The grandson ponders this for a moment and he asks, Grandfather, which wolf will win? And the old Cherokee smiled and he said, The one that you feed. Really, it stuck with me, and I thought I needed to write this one out. So for me, whenever I hear this, which one will you feed? It always goes back to, for myself, this whole journey is a lot about values and a lot about purpose and understanding. It goes back to me thinking of values as food. The dark wolf is fed by everyone else's values. The light wolf can only be fed by your unique mix of values. The dark wolf will eat anything, and they are particular, right? On the other hand, the light wolves are super particular. There's only a very select diet. They're the gluten-free, vegan, only kombucha drinking, whatever. Like you can only eat a certain. They're like true. You only can eat steak at a certain time of the day, at a certain, whatever. Like that's your light wolf, right? Like they have a very particular diet that they got to follow. But here's what sucks about this whole entire process, right? Of which wolf will you feed? The dark wolf is feeding the dark wolf is effortless. The moment you wake up, whether you turn on the TV, scroll through Facebook, browse any website, ESPN, Yahoo, whatever your drug of choice is, I guess at that point in time, the dark wolf will just begin feasting like it's an all-you-can-eat Vegas buffet. Facebook is a great example, right? Like if you want an example of feasting on everybody else's values, if you need a quick meal for your dark wolf, open up your timeline and start scrolling through your Facebook feed. You'll see somebody saying travel is important, another person saying kids baseball game is important and being there is to be a good parent, another one saying you got to be out in nature, another one saying go to expensive dinners and splurge and date nights, and another one saying it's fitness, another person saying it's go partying with your friends, another one's about politics, and others about social justice and activism and equality, and others about education is important, and others about I just graduated from school, and another one's about love and romance, and whatever. Like it doesn't matter. That dark wolf will just be inundated by everybody else's values, and it's just gorgeous, and it's like, oh yeah, give me more, and all the while the light wolf is just sitting over there going, I'm getting pretty damn hungry, and nobody's feeding me at all ever, so the dark wolf gets fat and happy all day long, and it has an unlimited buffet to feast on. The light wolf, on the other hand, is lives off paltry 10 minutes of reading at the end of the day, or the 5 minutes of time that you get to spend with your kid right before he goes to bed after you did whatever the hell you did all day long, or maybe you get some time to go take a walk or something like that. The light wolf doesn't need a lot, and it often gets very little. But I think, as we've been on this journey, if you're thinking about which one will you feed, I think we need to be better about making sure that we give that light wolf a balanced diet, understand what their diet is, and then make sure you feed it a balanced diet throughout the course of the day. And, it's like I said, it's really easy to find food for the dark wolf. It's really hard to find food for the light wolf, unless you don't know what that light wolf likes to eat. But if you do, then you can feed it a well-balanced meal all day long. It doesn't eat a lot. It's sustainable. So that's my reflection for the day is, which wolf are you feeding each day? Love to get your thoughts.
I think from what you're saying, we have, I guess, two opposing, characteristic of personality in a way.
Who, me? Are you talking about me and you?
Oh. No, us as humans.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So
yeah.
it reminds me of, well, No, I think that's make us who we are, and that makes us unique. But it reminds me of what you said in the past about 90% chimp and 10% bees. This is
Right.
exactly the image I'm getting because the wolf, right, is going to be dark wolf is going to be the bee side of it.
Yeah.
Hey, it's about community. It's about everybody else.
Fit in.
The light wolf is essentially you. This
Yep.
is whatever you encompass.
Right.
That is the light wolf. The light wolf is about you and you only. The dark wolf is about community. That's so it's these two opposing genes. And I think in today's society, the majority of the populations is going to be, you know, 80-90% bees and 10-20% chimp, which is the opposite, which is 90% chimp individuality and 10% bees in the tribe mentality, in the community mentality. And I think the reflection you have today, it reminds me of that particular lesson. And I
Yeah.
think it's fitting because we get some sort of fulfillment by reading the Facebook, by getting the awe of the emotion that you mentioned in the Dark Wolf. That's the emotion that it basically comes out as the gene is being expressed, meaning like this anger, lies, and getting people. To me, when I look at Facebook, I don't know about you, but when I look at Facebook, I mean, I can't stand it. I just can't stand Facebook.
Instagram, TikTok, like
I can't
like
stand.
LinkedIn is all the worst these days. Like, my God.
LinkedIn is the only one that I used to have because they don't put anything other than, hey, I'm looking for a job. Hey, I'm looking for
That's
some
not what
business.
it is.
Now, hey, I don't go on LinkedIn anymore. I mean, the thing is, I don't go on Facebook in the beginning. My sister created an account for me. That's why I have my name on there. I don't go on there. I don't have a Twitter account, official Twitter account. I had a Twitter account because I was building the Twitter follower getter or whatever. I
Right.
built that. That's why I had it, but I don't use it because like if you tweet something to me, I would never get it.
Right.
But the thing is, I don't. For whatever reason, I just cannot stand the emotion that people give me on in these social platform, especially the lives, right? I
Right.
mean, to me, for whatever reason, life just gets to me. It rile me up and say, hey, I have this perfect vacations and blah. Because I knew like they only embellish the good and not embellish, because in the logical sense, when somebody, let's say the trick shot, like now I make a basket, right, and I shoot it like over the house, over the roof, over the tree, whatever, and it's like I made it. It's like, but the thing is, I know deep down, I know that that's probably like the thousandth and one shot. They
Mhm.
only show the one that works, and the one that didn't work, that you spend like hours and days on end and trying to get it or they will fake it with using the blue screen, right, the green screen. And to
Right.
me, I know because logically that's how it works. Because I can tell you, no kid has ever got up and walked, right? They're always going to have to fall at first, and that's, to me, it's logical. But people go out there, hey, I'm so good, I'm impressive, I have the
Right.
skill, whatever, and it just rile me up because I know it's just a blatant lie.
A blatant lie. It's still overwhelming because it's not what you care about. It's just being thrown in your face about what somebody else cares about, and you're like, you're indirectly being told this is what matters, right? Like, I mean, and it's none of it matters. It's fun to see other people damning,
But that's the thing
but
is,
like assume they're
your
damning, but
ten
they're not
percent
damning most
B
of
is feeding off of that energy. It's
right.
the energy. I don't know. Can't say it's negative energy, but it's an energy of the B gene, right? I mean the community gene. So people get addicted to it because, like, I am not a social creature.
Yeah, well,
I
yeah,
am
you
like
are. Yes, you
I
are.
am like 80% solitude and 20% like social. I can talk, I can communicate, but I'd rather not if I don't have to.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna just challenge, how you feel inside, but every human is a social creature. Like, you have a family, you have a wife, you have
So,
children.
so I'm
We
not
talk
saying
every night. Like,
social, how human being by its definition is a social creature, meaning
right?
that
Yeah,
doesn't matter how introverted you are, how shy you are, you have at least 10 to 20%, which is you
sure.
have to be in the community. No one ever can live by themselves. That's the thing. when I say I'm not a social creature by the standard of the average, I guess
Right.
the average would be like 50%. I'm on the other extreme, means like I like to be in solitude more often than not. But I'm not to the point where I'm not going to see anyone.
Right.
It's just like, hey, like let's say the whole day I would see one person versus like 10 person.
Right.
So that's by that stand. So I want to make that clear. But like I said, we have genes that's going to feed the community aspect of ourselves because of our gene. When we do these social things, right, it give us that fulfillment of that particular genes. But at the same time, you have the opposing genes where it's a, hey, I'm me, I'm myself. I'm building this. I have my own thought, my own thinking, and this and that. It opposes each other because you cannot. If you take, it's like introvert and extrovert, right? You can't. You have to pick one. You can have like a ratio, like let's say 70-30, but you can have like 70-70. And that's, so if you have 60, it has to be 40. You have 50, it has to be 50. So 80 has to be 20, 90 has
Right.
to be 10. So it's not like, hey, I can have 100 of each. You can't, right? Because it's opposing. So you can have a ratio, a mixture, but it's opposing. So that means that somebody's going to have some fulfillment with the social aspect, and some people is going to have, and sometimes you're going to have. So that means that we can be both at certain times, but it depends on your composition, the ratio of the individual genes and the social genes. And I think having the social gene make us essentially at some point, because we have a certain level of the social gene, and by the time you have maximized the social gene, your desire, the fulfillment of your desire, isn't going to be more if you max it out. Let's say you have, let's say for me, 20%, right?
Right.
20% of the social gene. That means that I can go on Facebook for 10 minutes and I'm fulfilled, but then an hour, I don't feel any more fulfilled. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, you feel less fulfilled.
so that's what I'm saying is, when I started Facebook for
You
maybe
actually feel
10 minutes.
depressed. You're like, what am I doing with my life? Why am I even on here right now? How did I get into this rabbit hole? I mean, dude,
Yes. So
um,
depending on how much of the social gene you are, how it will be determined how fast you feel that. A little ratio of the social gene, then you get depressed after 10, 15 minutes. Somebody can stay
I
on
mean,
social media.
I gotta show you this. So I was pulling this up for a second just to walk through this. Like, so this is my just Facebook feed. Like, let's just look at the conflicting values going on here, right? So minus the ads, right? Oh, so you're supposed to apparently play pickleball in the snow. Everybody, like, life is about playing pickleball out in the snow and doing what you love to do, right? Or there's an ad. Jesus Christ, so many ads. What the hell? Oh my Lord. I don't even see any of my actual, like, oh, go to Hawaii, walk in Hana, like life's about, travel and all that other stuff. And yeah, sure, that sounds
But
cool.
that's the thing, is they only give you the highlights of the thing
Oh,
they want, but not the whole thing.
right. And then you got like a cousin of mine that, he had brain cancer. This is a post from them that they're remembering, like that he's now recovered and he's like 4, and he had it when he was like 2, and this is an awesome update. But once again, like totally different feeling. Oh, wait, here's one about I'm 11 months old, I'm standing, like it's my first Valentine's Day. Now you're like, oh, well, my kid needs to be 11 months old, and like, I don't know, you're seeing this about you got to spend time there.
Yeah, I can't stand social media.
And then now I have somebody that's excited about spring, because that's what they like to do, and they're posting memes about it. And then you have my grandmother doing whatever the hell my grandmother's doing, reposting stuff from other people. Then I wanted to do this on LinkedIn, right? So on LinkedIn, you have, that's work. This, I don't know what the hell this is. When I was 16 years old, I worked with my older brother Dune, who owned and operated it. Like, I'm sure this is some important story about life, and that visual, it has to be blah 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 blah. Then you have, I don't know. You can just keep scrolling through all this stuff, and you start to see. Last week I was in Vegas for this, so it's all about being in Vegas and celebrating with your friends, and I'm fabulous.
Thing is, the social media, all these posts is making my brain become numb. I become numb, so it gets to the point where I'm like in a daze.
Look
Almost
what
like
we do at Exabeam. We have like meerkats, like that's what they have. They have meerkats. So it's European. Like, we're kitschy and fun, and we have stuffed, like meerkats that we put in our team. Like, if you're not doing that, you're not, there's something wrong. Anyway, I'm just showing all this stuff to say, like, you could literally just go down a rabbit hole all day long.
But the point we're trying to make is that these genes, right? And I think you put it very accurately in saying that we want to be 90% chimp and 10% bee, because this is what the better ratio of having the 90% chimp and 10% bee versus the 90% bees and 10% chimp, because this is what society is trying to give us. Because you think about when you're on social media, right? How do you feel? I don't know about you, but
I feel angry.
to me, it's not a feeling of satisfaction.
I feel superiority, false pride, anger, envy, sorrow, regret, greed, like arrogance. It's all the stuff that you feed the bad wolf, right? Like this is what the bad wolf is made of. I'm not saying that social media is evil. I'm saying that this is what it brings out in people, because all you see is everybody else's values being lived out there. And you're like, oh man, what? It makes me angry that I'm not in Hawaii right now. Why am I not in Hawaii right now? I'm not in Hawaii right now because I got work to do. And like, that's the more important thing to do. I mean, I work my butt off. Why don't I deserve to, like, work at a company where they give me meerkat, like blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? It's all these things, this ego of why you post, why you consume all this.
But you're not satisfied though. That's the point.
It's awful.
I feel pissed and then I feel dazed. I can't even control myself at a certain point, right? The feeling that comes to me is I don't feel good about it. To put it as simple as I can, I don't feel good about it when I go on social media. All of the emotion that was there, whether that's, you're angry, you're riled up because, somebody say something that is illogical, or you feel depressed, or you feel like dazed and kind of bored and detached, right? So that's the feeling I'm feeling. I'm not feeling in the zone. I'm not feeling like, hey, yeah, I'm playing tennis. Well, I'm giving you feeling that you would have, like when you play tennis, you really focus. I mean, you're like completely clear, like your mind is so clear in the subject that you participate in, activity you participate, because that's gives you so much feedback, so much positive emotion.
It's the fuel that it's no different than your physical body when you have a very specific diet. What do you eat? Tell the world what you eat every day.
Well, I eat ribeye. So I only eat the meat, and most of the meat I eat are ribeyes and beef. Right, so beef. So it's either ribeye or ground beef.
Now you could eat anything, right? I mean, in theory, you could eat anything. You did at one point in time in your life. You ate whatever you wanted to eat, and how did that turn out?
Not very good.
Okay.
I mean, so, I get sick. I got diabetes. I was on so many drugs, and the drugs doesn't even help. And it gets to the point where I have this symptom called restless leg syndrome, meaning as you basically your legs are restless. My eyes getting blurry. My shoulder, it just aches. It feels like it's gonna fall off. I can't sleep. It's not good. I mean, it gets so bad that it's very, very difficult to live.
Right. Same thing with me. Like, I'm a celiac, and I also don't eat dairy for the most part. I eat cheese now, but like for like a decade, I didn't even eat dairy. But I'm a celiac, so I don't eat wheat, barley, or rye, and I have a very particular diet. I'll eat whatever I can eat that is within the realm of the things that I can eat. But like, I'm not too discreet about that. It's not like I'm calorie count or something. I eat appropriate amounts of portion controlled amounts, but it's what I can eat. So I have a pretty particular diet for myself. And the point that I'm getting at is, yes, I could eat. I did eat whatever I wanted to eat for a long time in my life. And it resulted in me lying on the floor, keeled over in pain in my stomach, losing a ton of weight because I didn't even want to eat any food anymore, because every time I ate something, it felt like I was dying. I mean, zero energy, like crashing every single day, after I would eat food. Like the reason why I'm even bringing this stuff up is, I mean, I think everybody has a certain mixture of what they care about and what they don't care about, and what aligns to them, uniquely to them. Then I think everybody has that recipe, that concoction of who they are that needs to be figured out, whether it's the values you live or the activities that reflect those. But you can either do all the activities and be unhappy and eat all the buffet in the world and have all the problems you and I were talking about physically. I mean, I'm just giving examples of like what happens when you don't hone in on your unique, the unique recipe for you, right? And feed yourself the right stuff, nourishing stuff for you. I'm not saying what I eat it wouldn't be right for you, and what you eat wouldn't be right for me. Like, I mean, and that's okay. Everybody doesn't need to be a vegan.
But the point is, each one of us is a unique recipe, unique concoctions of different things. So you have to find out what that is. So to give the viewers a sense of what they can think about for themselves as well, you think about you eating, let's say you gorge, like you go splurge on food, you feel bad, right? I know everybody does.
Yeah.
You have this crash, you feel bad, and
I
then
feel
one
like
thing,
I'm gonna like pass out because I can't hardly breathe. Like after Thanksgiving, I'm sitting on the couch going. I'm not even joking. I do it on purpose because it's one day a year, but it's like, fuck, it feels so uncomfortable. I feel like I'm dying. I cannot process the food fast enough in my body. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
right, but what I'm saying is, like for me is, I am in the extremity of a recipe of a person, because I have a certain conditions that I cannot process plant-based food, because what happens is whenever I have that, I basically go into a coma. Like if I eat something that is plant-based, I'll be out like almost 30 minutes after eating. I passed out, completely passed out. You can't wake me up for the next
Right.
2 to 3 hours. So that's an extremity,
Yeah.
because not everybody's gonna have that experience.
No,
But
no, yeah.
but for an average person, if
Right.
you think you're an average person, you can recall the time when you go splurge on food. You have this crash afterward and you feel awful, right? That's essentially feeding the bad wolf. And if you feed yourself something that you're supposed to eat, right? Whatever it is, you don't have the crash.
You
You
feel
feel
light.
good. You
Yeah.
go out there and you feel like there is spring in your shoes, right? You bouncy, you have so much energy. I need to
Right.
burn it. But if you go splurge and you eat everything that you see inside, right? You're gonna have bad negative feeling, negative state of being. It's just heavy and negative and feels awful. You can look at yourself and relate to what I'm saying. For me, I'm on the extreme side of this human spectrum, because
I don't think so. Actually, I don't think so. I think you just figured it out. I think there's a lot of people that just go through life suffering and just continue to suffer. Like I think there's like when I got diagnosed as a celiac, I was 22. I just graduated from college, and I went and told my mother about my symptoms and how I was feeling. And she was like, "I feel like that, Chris." And I go, "Mom, you're like 50," and she's like, "But yeah, that's
everybody does that. It's normal."
My sister then goes, "Well, I kind of feel like that too, guys." And she's 4 years older than me, and she's like, she went to go get tested for stuff, and they were like, "Well, you're a celiac as well." And I go, "Oh shit!" And then my grandmothers are like, "Yeah," or one of my grandmothers is like, "Yeah, I kind of feel like that too," and she's like 70 at this time, and I'm like, "You just kept going like this for your whole life, feeling like this?" I mean, and there are people that just keep going and just keep saying, "Well, this is life. Give me this or give me that. Maybe I can mask it a little bit and put a little duct tape on it or something like that. Give me insulin. Give me an insulin shot so I can reduce my A1C because this is what it's doing to me." The point of what I'm trying to get at is I don't think you're extreme true. I think you're not extreme. I think if anything, you're very average. I think that you just decided to take action and figure out what your unique recipe was that helped you be the best you. And that's what you did. And I think that we're both doing that now on this journey. It's which wolf are you going to feed? I think that everybody has this unique concoction in them, and they all need to figure out for themselves what that is. There's no pills you can take to do it. There's no, magic formula for everybody. There's no, this is exactly the right blueprint to follow. You got to figure it out for yourself. Yeah.
Right, like you found out you're a rabbit, and you feed yourself carrots. I mean, just to simplify what we're talking about.
Carrots. I mean, maybe you're just happen to be the random weird rabbit that just can't fucking stand them, and you're just like, guys, not doing this. Like, I'm gonna eat berries.
Eat berries.
Berries. That's what I eat, guys. I eat berries.
Yeah, I mean, that to me is the key to finding the right kind of food to feed your wolf, right? Because you don't want to feed the dog, regardless of how.
Well, you don't have to try to feed the dark wolf. It'll get fed either way.
The dog wolf is anything that is not the light wolf.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like it will get fed if you let it. It will be fed all day long. Like, I mean, there is no shortage of food for the dark wolf.
By default, it'll get fed. But you can feed, if you feed the light wolf, then the dog wolf don't get fed. You think about it.
Right.
It's not like the dog wolf will eat whatever the white wolf eats. If the white wolf eats it,
right,
then the dog wolf don't get it.
The light wolf gets first dibs on whatever it wants to eat, is the truth. Is there a dumbass thing your dog just won't eat, and you're just like,
most everything.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
The only thing my dog eats is my steak. It's my ribeye. It's like she doesn't eat. It is like we buy her this expensive, with all the chicken and all the liver. Dog would love those things and expensive, but she doesn't eat them. So she eats the steaks. Like every time I cook my ribeye, right? She comes to keep looking at me. But my daughter, she have to spoon fed my dog. Right? She don't eat anything.
This is exactly my point. It's like that picky ass dog. You're supposed to be a dog. You're supposed to eat anything. And then you get these dogs that are like, that is the light wolf, right? They're super picky. They're like, look, I'll eat it if it's what I want. But everybody else, you got to keep putting it in front of my face, and I'm going to go, no. No. They have first dibs on what they want to eat. The light wolf has first dibs on what it wants to eat. And
so that means that it comes to the white wolf, the light wolf first, and then whatever that they don't, it doesn't get the consume, it gets passed on to the dog wolf. Dog wolf is basically the disposal.
Yep. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. The shittiest part is, if you knew that your dog only liked ribeye, then feed it only ribeye. My dog only liked a certain type of wet food, canned wet food. We tried dry food with gravy, where we get this little gravy stuff we'd put on top. She didn't like it. She would literally just lick off the gravy and spit out the dry food. And then we tried different other wet foods. She didn't like it. We found this one wet food that she's been eating. She's 16 years old now. We found this one wet food, like maybe 15 years or 14 years ago, that she finally would eat, like just would lick it up and would never stop licking the bowl every single day. We've given her that every single day for her entire life. And we've tried to change it a few times because we had to, because we couldn't find it at the store, or during COVID, there was, runs on dog food, and she wouldn't eat the other things. She just wouldn't eat it. She'd be like, not doing it.
I can't tell you how many times I keep going to Costco to check on dog food, because there's only one, that brand that she barely eats it, right? That's the only brand. And for whatever reason, seasonally, like some like, I don't know why, but they will stock it sometime, but sometimes they don't have it. And I keep going and stop by Costco and check on it. It's like so many times.
Right, exactly. You're like,
I can't buy anything else.
The only reason I have to go to Kroger is because like every other grocery store doesn't carry this one particular type of food that my dog will eat. And I'm like, well, if I don't go to Kroger, then I got to go to the other grocery store to get all of our other stuff. And then I got to go to Kroger to get my dog's dog food. So I'm like, well, I guess I just got to go to Kroger for everything, and like Whole Foods doesn't have it, other little specialty things around here, they don't have it, like even Walmart doesn't have it. It's only a Kroger. And it's like, oh my God, I can't even order it online. I'm with you. We're giving a lot of examples to explain, like you should be picky. Like you should be really freaking picky. Like,
because the thing is, it's about fitting, right?
Right.
Because you have a certain concoction, a certain ratios of different characteristics. You have to match it perfectly. If you don't match, but by default, there's only one way to make the fit. Anything else that is not a fit is like any. So there's one fit and 1,000 unfit. That's the landscape you're looking at. Yeah. So essentially, you're gonna have to find the right fit. If you are a rabbit, more likely you want to feed yourself carrots versus earthworms. You know what I mean? If you're a duck, then yeah, you want earthworms or whatever. If you're a lion, then you want some gazelle. You don't want to go and chow down on some alligator. Right. That's not your diet, because that's what I'm saying is your uniqueness need to have the right fitting food, whatever that food is aligning. So you have to align, and aligning is only like a unique set that can align. Anything else that is not aligning by default isn't aligning, therefore it's unfit, i.e. the dog wolf. And so when you have nothing that's aligned, you're not going to feel yourself. You're not going to feel optimal. You're not going to feel energized, just because it just drains you from doing the thing that you're supposed to do. Because if you're like a lion, right? If you don't have the meat, right, how can you hunt? Because you don't have any energy. If you can eat, like, let's say a lion go eat like lettuces or whatever, and they can't digest the lettuce, where is the energy they get from to go and prowl and kind of like hunt down this gazelle that run faster in it and runs longer in it, right? That's what I'm saying is if it's not fitting, then by default, by definition, it's unfitting.
Right.
And unfitting is basically a blanket. It's everything else.
Nothing but good. Yeah. No, sorry. Nothing but bad is if it doesn't. If
Nothing good.
If you went to a buffet, have you ever been to Vegas by any chance? Okay. You know, like the famous Vegas buffets, right? You know, and like I just want you to say the answer. When you go to a Vegas buffet, what would you eat?
Buffet. I mean, I eat steak, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. That's it, right? Like, you know, if I went to a Vegas buffet, I would pass by every pasta dish. I would pass by every piece of bread. I would pass by, you know, when you say like a hotel and they have like you know, like say like a Marriott or like a decently nice hotel or something like that. And there's like a restaurant in the lobby and have like a, you know, like morning, you know, a continental buffet or whatever. That's like, you know, nice, like biscuits and gravy and, you know, bacon and eggs and fruit and oatmeals and danishes and whatever. Like there's just a whole smorgasbord of shit out there. And it costs like $35, you know, or something like that, right? And well, I never eat it because like unless my company's paying for it, like work trips and stuff, because like I only eat a very particular meal. So like I eat like the fruit and I'll eat the scrambled eggs, even though I don't really like scrambled eggs. But if they haven't made to order egg chef or whatever, I'll make like, you know, eggs over easy or something like that or whatever that they make to order, and I have bacon, and that's it. That's what I eat every single time because that's all I can eat. All the breads, all the danishes, all the donuts, all the muffins, all the cereals, all the biscuits and gravy or whatever. It's almost comical because I just go back to my plate or my table and I eat eggs and bacon and a little bit of fruit, and it's like I just paid $35 for eggs, bacon, and a little bit of fruit, and you're like, what the fuck? For me, I can't comprehend this. This is stupid, but no, that's what I eat. That's what my body.
I mean, if you say, I'm gonna pay $35, right? And then you eat everything. Not only that your body's paying for it, you're paying $35 for your body
right.
to carry this burden, this awful feeling. So it's like, hey, I'll sell you this bottle of poison for $35, right?
I gotta drink it all. I mean, I gotta get, you know.
Essentially, I mean, in my perspective, is it like you're selling me this bottle of poison, and I'm paying for it for me to drink it?
Yep.
Because that's how I would feel afterward. And I'm not. To me, like I say, I can give you the extremity, but for other people, they say, yeah, I'm strong enough, I'm healthy, I'm still young, and I don't feel that bad. But your body is taking the pain for you. It's because my body gets to the point when they say, hey, yeah, I have enough. I ain't taking this no more. I ain't sheltering it from you anymore. You're gonna get the full force of it. For the viewers out there, some of you are younger, right? You still have enough energy inside of you and enough youth inside of you to block some of these pain from going to your head. But when you get to the point where your body gets tired and they say, hey, I ain't gonna block it anymore because I got nothing left, it all goes to your head. Because the thing is, it gets to the point where when I was diabetic, right, I feel like I'm on fire. Like I'm being cooked by the microwave. Think about that feeling. It is the most uncomfortable feeling. You know how microwave works, right? It cooks you from the inside out, right? That's the feeling. You're always hot. You're always tired. I mean, that's the thing is you're literally drinking the poison and you have to pay for it. And so if I were to say, hey, I would rather pay you and not take it.
Yeah. I mean, like
if you pay for $35 and you eat it, you're double paying.
Perfect. Yeah, exactly right. The only reason I ever eat at one of those buffets anymore is if I'm on like a work trip and it's free. I mean, I would never.
But then you only eat the thing that you can eat. Like I'm eating eggs or eating bacon, right? So it's the right fit. But if you're eating all those cereals or the biscuits and gravy and muffins and that, right? You're paying for it. It's like I mean, literally for you and me, we are paying for a plate of poison, right?
I'd be miserable. Yeah.
Because the thing is, your body is paying for it. It is like painful. To me, it's like, because the thing is, I'm at the point where if I eat anything, I mean, anything that has a little bit of carb, plant-based, right? I am literally going to be passed out for 2 hours. Right. After 15 minutes to 30 minutes after I eat it, when it goes to my bloodstream, I'm passed out. Basically, I'm in a coma.
This is what happened to me with gluten, just so you know. I would come back to my desk after lunch and I could not keep my eyes open. I'm like, Oh my God. I'm like literally going in and out, struggling to keep myself awake because I'm at work and my body's shutting down.
Sleeping. You're not sleeping.
Yeah.
Your body's shutting down, right?
Right.
It's
Right.
shutting itself down to try to contain the
Processes.
poison,
Right.
right? Because my body's actually, so like I say, when I'm in a coma, right, I don't feel anything. You can probably like slap me, beat me up, I won't feel a thing. It's not.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
not asleep. My body is literally in a coma.
Yeah. No, I do know how that feels. I mean, this is how I felt when I was, going through what I was going, every fucking thing that I ate. I used to be,
You think about being that's
no, it was. I mean,
that's a
I
feeling
mean,
that I can give you an example.
it visually in my mind is taking me back to I used to go play basketball with one of my buddies. I lived in South Bend at the time that this was going on, so I was away from home. I just graduated from Purdue, and I was on my own for the first well, I mean, was on my own in college, but I was on my own outside of college for the first time in my life, and working every single day and my first job and my first career and everything like that. And I've always been an active person, so like I'd want to go play like basketball or something like that at the gym membership that I had, or like racquetball, whatever, stuff like that. And I distinctly remember one of my buddies was like, "Hey, let's go play a get a run in for like a pickup basketball game at the gym that we belonged to after work." And I was like, "Yeah, sure, that's fun. Yeah, let's do it." So I remember vividly, I was about to fall asleep on the basketball court. I mean, I was like dribbling the ball, and I'm like, I can't even be here right now. I can't function. I was like, I can't even compete. I can't do anything. I was like physically, I felt like I was running in quicksand.
It's a shutdown. It's
Right. Yeah.
a shutdown. You have no willpower over that.
I mean, it was so frustrating for me, and I'm sure that you had similar feelings. I did my own dietary studies and things like that all the time. Things like cold cuts, which you don't even think about, have a lot of gluten in them. I would buy like the cheap, shitty cold cuts from like Walmart or something like that because I was young and had no money, and they fill them up with gluten fillers so they can make them bigger and plumper and cut more meat out of it. And I had no idea. So I'm like literally eating cold cuts, and that's all I'm eating. I'm like, and I still feel like shit. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then I would just eat just plain chicken, and I would put soy sauce on top of it to give it a little bit of flavoring. And I'm like, soy sauce has wheat in it. I had no idea, And I'm like, why does this make me feel bad? Every fucking thing that I was eating in my body, I was trying to be the most as stripped down and plain as I possibly could. Yeah. It was so confusing. My brain was just so confused. I was just like, what do I do? Can I not eat anything? I mean, it was terrifying, honestly.
I mean, to me, this is the reason why I eat ribeye. Is essentially you eat ribeye like medium rare. It's essentially like just raw meat. There's nothing
Right.
there's nothing in it except for the meat, the protein, and all the nutrients that the meat has. But like, there's no like you said, they put in these.
There's nothing artificial in it.
They have corn stuff. They have preservatives and a bunch of sugar stuff and whatever they put in it. And so when I go to the grocery store, I eat meat only, but doesn't mean that any meat I can eat.
Yeah,
9% of the meat I can't eat,
right?
Because it has other stuff in it. Like you go and you get to say, hey, this is a beef sausage, right? I mean,
a whole lot of shit in that. Yeah, right.
And so it's like in all the packages of meat, right? There's only a selected few that I can eat that doesn't have any kind of traces. And I can tell that by looking at the carb, right?
Yep.
It has to be 0 carb. Not can be 1, because that means that they add something.
People would give me like a piece of pizza, and they're like, "Well, can't you just eat the cheese off the top of it or something?" And I'm like, no, it's on the pizza. Like it's so contaminated. Any amount of gluten that gets into my system, it will.
I mean, just imagine, hey, whatever you eat, I'll dip the pizza inside and that, in an acid bath, and just dip it like a sauce, and you eat it and see how you feel. Right? That's essentially how it comes to me. It's like, because I'm so sensitive to these things, that even traces of it, right?
But
my body will react to it.
As it relates to the wolf conversation, we all should be that sensitive. Like we should.
Because if you don't, eventually you will pay.
Exactly.
You will pay. I guarantee you will pay. I mean, the thing is, sometimes you're lucky, and you won't pay when you're 40, 45 years old. But you will pay when you're 60, 70, 80 years old. But you guarantee you will pay, because eventually your body is going to stop protecting you, because it get depleted.
You can only fight
stop protecting you. So the full force of the pain will come, and you will feel every single neuron fired. I mean, it's miserable. That's why a lot of people, it's so sad that everybody that passes on nowadays is like, oh, we're no longer in pain. That's the kind of things that I hear is, she has passed on, he has passed on. Fortunately, that he's no longer in pain. That's basically the top thing people say nowadays because people are struggling. So, like I said, you will pay sooner or later. I mean, that's to me, it's like eventually you feed your dog wolf, but the dog wolf hides it under the rug somewhere, and one day it's gonna come out.
No, you're right.
I mean, it doesn't disappear.
You'll pay either way. So
all the thing that they shoved into the closet is gonna bust wide open.
You can change it. You can figure out what you need to feed your body and your mind and your soul, and then go feed it that. Don't feed it anything else, because like if it does, even like you said, even a little bit of grain for you or plant-based products for you triggers you. Even a little bit of gluten for me triggers me. Like, even a little bit of bullshit that you see on social media, it will trigger
it triggers me. It's like
right.
It makes me so bad.
I mean, they're like, I promise you, here, let's check this out. I mean, you want to be triggered? I mean, cartel suspected of kidnapping 4 Americans, issues alleged apology. I don't even know what the fuck that means, but like, okay, 6 dead in shooting in Hamburg Jehovah's Witness Center. Victim's mom are told, is it safe to go to Mexico? Like, you want to talk about being triggered? Like, everything on here is just a triggering head. The Dow sinks after stocks of 4 largest banks in the U.S. drop. Oh my God. Everything is falling apart right now. Medical tourism in Mexico is on the rise, but can it come with risk? It's just like, holy God. Like, I mean, every single headline on here, and this isn't just to call out CNN. I mean, I could go to, Fox News, I mean, I could go to MSNBC. I could go to, VP savagely ridiculed for comments about kids' climate mental health. 57-year-old supermodel calls out trolls over comments over her lingerie photo. It's like Jeopardy contestants' reaction to her competitor's incorrect answer goes viral. I'm sure it was a Black History blunder, apparently. Kaepernick accuses his white adoptive parents of problematic upbringing. Like, my Lord.
Jeez.
What is this shit? Like, know, and,
I mean, can you be grateful?
Sarah Huckabee Sanders just stepped onto the GOP's loudest talking point. I don't even know what that means, but I mean, it doesn't even matter. You get the point. Like, talk about being triggered. Immediately, I'm being fed by stuff that, like, I don't want to know any of this stuff. Like, Republicans are getting excited about.
I didn't know any of this stuff until you
bombing
start showing
Mexico.
It.
Huh?
I didn't know any of this thing until you start showing it. Now you're telling me the world's crumbling.
Right. I mean, everything. I mean, if you looked at this,
I thought everything was rosy. Everything was good. Life is good. It's like, you asked me what's going on today. I said nothing. It's like, it's good, right? Now you're showing me other things.
A whole lot of bad things going on.
You bust my bubble.
Right. Exactly. Like, it can be stressful, anxiety driven. I mean, it's just so many bad things. Don't feed the red wolf. Don't feed the dark wolf, man. All right, that's enough. We can wrap on that. Like, we're good. I think that was a fun conversation. So
yep.
Thanks for indulging me. Does that make sense now? What this title was? I know you're getting more frustrated by my titles these days.
Well,
it's ambiguous.
It's more insightful. You have to think about it first.
Right, exactly. You got to read the reflection, and understand it. So awesome. Well, thanks for joining. And the question we can leave with everybody is, which wolf are you feeding each day? And I think if you haven't listened to the whole conversation, then I don't know what you were listening to. If you don't understand what that question means, then that's on.
Then don't worry about it.
Right,
you're gonna pay for it sooner or later.
Exactly. All right. So we'll see you all on Monday.
Sounds good. Good night.